You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Next month, a brand new state-of-the-art performance facility opens at the University of Manitoba. The grand finale in the ambitious multi-year Taché Arts Project. A showpiece venue, the Desautels Concert Hall promises to bring stunning architecture, superior acoustics, and optimal sightlines for performances of all sizes and kinds. To hear more, Professor Braun, voice area head at the Desautels Faculty of Music, has joined me in studio. Welcome back, Mel.
Hey, nice to be here. Thanks, Simon.
Nice to have you. So this has been years in the making, truly a game changer, not only for the Faculty of Music, but for the performing arts in Winnipeg as a whole. You must be absolutely thrilled, Mel.
I was thinking about this morning. I started teaching sessionally these many years ago. I think it was 1987. And at that time they said, there's money set aside for a concert hall. Okay. Right. Well, it took almost 40 years, but there it is. Yeah, so we're thrilled. I mean, gosh, you've seen the space yourself. You know what it's like.
It really is incredible. And I mean, it's funny you bring that up. I mean, I remember Talk of a Hall when I was there over a decade ago. And I mean, I'm curious, can you fill us in on a little bit in terms of how we got to this point? I mean, I'm thinking of the generous donation by the late Dr. Marcel Desautels, and then that move into the Taché building. Can you kind of catch listeners up and bring us to this point?
Sure. I mean, anybody that was at the School of Music back in right up to, 2010, we were in that small building where the only place people could congregate was on the steps going up to the second floor, which was always crowded. All of the performances and rehearsals took place in other buildings. So now, first of all, the move to the redone Taché Hall, that's been huge. We have a lot of students coming in from all over the country for various programs, and without exception, they are always commenting on the space. Like the wonderful teaching studios, 40 practice rooms.
That are glorious.
That are just glorious. Like,
they really
who's ever heard of that?
Yeah,
right?
It's incredible.
I was just talking to a student the other day who's studying in New York, and she said, yeah, we line up outside the practice rooms and wait for somebody to leave. Not the case here. So that has been huge. And what it needed to finish the facilities was, of course, this concert hall. And Dr. Desautels, who gave so much of his attention to law and medicine over the years, was finally convinced by somebody, I'm sure you know the story, put your money where your mouth is. You're a singer. So there's many stories of him coming to visit with our students. And
I remember him performing.
You remember? Yeah,
I remember him performing. Yeah, exactly.
Time, right?
It was incredible.
Yeah, and I sang the Profishers duet with him. And, we did all these different events. And so with his generous donation and with the university's cooperation, and this is a big project for them, we eventually saw first the addition of the rehearsal space and now this. And it can't have come soon enough.
Well, it has finally arrived, a brand new concert hall nestled right in the heart of the Fort Garry campus behind one of those iconic buildings, Taché. It's been designed by Winnipeg's Cibinal Architecture and Toronto's Teeple Architects. Can you give us a little sense of the building outside and in, Mel?
Yeah, so outside, it's a beautiful space. I mean, Chris, the guy who was helping out with he's the foreman for the project, said, I've never had as complicated a project. All the curving glass and all the different things. But it all fit into place. So it's got a beautiful glass exterior, nice open lobbies, the wonderful green rooms and all that. And the space itself, you've been in it, it's really resonant. It can be done set up in 3 different ways. You can set it up with a proscenium for opera or a dance show. You can set it up as an intimate sort of chamber music jazz space by bringing in the back walls, or you can have the fully open stage, which would accommodate, I think, like 120 performers. And it's got the extra benefit of a pit. And this was part of Marcel's thing. If Marcel had had his way, we would have had a trapdoor in the floor. But the budget, But it has all those different things. So it's going to be amenable to many different kinds of performances. And you'll see just when you get inside the hall, it feels incredibly spacious. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just yeah, it has a different feeling than anything you've got in town.
It really feels like this fills a gap. I'm just thinking in
Yep.
terms of venues that are available for performing arts organizations of all sizes. And it really seems like flexibility is the name of the game
Yes.
with this particular venue space. A two-tiered 407-seat venue. And,
Yep.
and like you say, it's spacious in there. Those seats are not crammed together.
No.
You have room to even tiptoe past if you need to go to the washroom or something like that.
Absolutely.
Or find your
and
seat.
it's got it's accessibility friendly, so that part's good. And the thing I forgot to mention, you probably saw this, it has sound clouds, right, that allow for variation and adjustment of the sound.
I think that's one of those things that I definitely wanted to touch on. I mean, I was reading about the hall's acoustic flexibility,
Yep.
and it talks about this adjustable concert shell system of movable towers, pivoting panels, and ceiling reflectors.
Yep.
You've sung in this space, Mel. You've
Yep.
heard performances in this space. How would you characterize the sound? What's it like in there?
You know, it's really interesting. We had students in there and myself doing promo videos recently. And one of the things you realize when it's that generous and acoustic is how you have to pace your singing and your talking. So for the promo video, I did the opening aria from Magic Flute with him, stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot of words there, and you have to project them carefully just because the hall just takes the sound. You can sing as soft as you want. You can open up the sound as much as you want. When Tracy Dahl sings in there, there's a zing in the hall.
Yeah, if there's a zing, she's going to find it.
Yeah, she's going to find it. And so, yeah, it's a very flexible acoustic that way. What we're all curious about, as you suggested before, what happens when we get a full audience in there? The curtains are being installed as we speak, and so that's also going to allow for us to work with all kinds of adjustments.
If you're just tuning in, my name is Simon Rusnak, and I'm chatting with the Desautels Faculty of Music's Mel Braun about the brand new Desautels Concert Hall that is set to open its doors for the first time this fall. In fact, there's an opening gala coming up Thursday, September 5th.
Yep.
Before we get to the headlining act, can we chat a little bit about the performers in the first half of the program, Mel? Some of your colleagues, right?
Absolutely, yes. So this program alone will show the flexibility of the hall. So we've got three of groups from the faculty. My colleague Tracy Dahl with, of course, Andriana Tuchman. They're going to do some arias and duets with collaborative pianist Laura Lowen. Then the Borealis Trio is going to be doing a couple of pieces, and so that's also my colleagues, Minna Rose Chung, Judy Kaler-Siebert, and Oleg Pokanovsky. And then a jazz quintet. We were going to have a jazz sextet, but one of our guys has a big gig in BC. So the jazz quintet's going to come and do a set as well. So all those three events will happen in the first half, and then there'll be a special surprise. I guess it's not a surprise if I tell, but we're going to have the gals sing O Sole Mio.
Oh,
at the
so
end.
fun in honor of Dr.
In
Desautels.
honor of Dr. Desautels.
So
Then,
special indeed.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And then they'll pull the curtain shut for a moment and just adjust things, and then on will come William Prince with his band, and so that'll be a completely different sound and feeling because it'll all be amplified. But again, shows the versatility of the hall and the kinds of experiences our students will have. What's it like to be in there acoustically as a musician? What's it like to do jazz in there, or to have a show that's got amplification, you know?
One of those, again, I want to come back to William Prince in just a second, but I'm just so struck by not only the opportunity it affords students to not only be in the audience, but to get on stage and perform in a venue of that caliber, but also the Winnipeg audience, because I keep coming back to this. I mean, this space is going to change the game for the performing arts community in the city, isn't it? And we're not just talking about music. I mean, this could be used for dance or for presentations or any
Theater,
other number of things,
anything,
right?
Ballet, as you said. Yeah, it can be used in any number of ways. And I know it feels like, well, it's the south part of the city. It's a long way away. The great news is that most events will happen in the evening, and parking is free anywhere after 4:30 on campus. So plenty of parking for Winnipeggers.
Yeah, that is a quintessential Winnipeg question.
It is
Where do I park? I mean, the other plug, there's wonderful rapid transit that can take you there.
Yes.
You can cycle down there. There's
Yes.
all sorts of beautiful ways to, make your way about the city. But plenty of parking options as well.
Just had to get that one out of the way.
Yeah, it's true. It's one of those things we need to bring up.
We do.
as Winnipeggers.
No, but it will change things because, we're all used to our wonderful concert hall. And this has acoustics, wonderful acoustics, but it's a smaller, more intimate venue. Mm-hmm. So we're thinking a lot of community. Well, you've seen the list of programs coming up. There's already the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra opening their season, Dead of Winter opening their season there. And so there will be the local community groups, touring groups, student performances of all kinds. And this is the thing that's so important for the students, actually having a professional performing space on campus. Because it's different. You sing in a classroom, and then you go to the concert hall and you say, oh, the energy level, right? So as my colleague Tracy often says, students are going to have to learn what kind of energy it takes to fill a space,
And what a space it will be. Again, the opening gala concert coming up on Thursday, September 5th.
Yep.
It is a sold-out event. No surprise there. Sold out a long time ago. Headlined by none other than William Prince and his band. A multi-Juno Award winner. Has earned international acclaim for his skillful and masterful songwriting. Just a phenomenal performer. Plus, faculty will be performing as well. We actually have some tickets to give away. Very excited.
Yep.
Through the website, classic107.com. Click on the ticket window. We'll be doing the draw in the lead up to the big event on Thursday, September 5th. So if you'd like to be there, classic107.com, click on the ticket window. And this, just the first in a series of performances, as you were alluding to, right,
Lots of
Mel?
performances.
Yeah.
And maybe just to mention that September 18th is homecoming.
Yes, U of M homecoming.
And that, there's a concert planned for that, the usual faculty and student event, with a new work by former student of ours, Karen Sanabaka. And that is open to everybody, and it's free.
Wonderful. Yep. I'm so excited about this. I'm sure all of Winnipeg is excited about this. 6 concerts in total and this sort of kickoff, but plenty more to come. Mel, thanks for being here today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Simon.
And how about we hear a little bit of the aforementioned Tracy Dahl performing a little bit of Donizetti on this Wednesday morning.